Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and yes, you guys saw that correctly. This is a no item run of the Shadow Dragon Saga team and stage here in Super Battle Road. But unfortunately, no one runs Omega, so your boy was forced to use the free friend one. So that friend Omega is SA10, but he is 0% in the dupe system. So needless to say, it does create difficult situations if that Omega is going to be attacked multiple times. But here's the thing. By having both Omegas on rotation, plus also having Nova Shenron on rotation, we have a ridiculously defensive rotation right here. Like, you know, if I had a friend Rainbow Omega, that would have made a pretty big difference. Like, you know, with the two Omegas lowering attack, like, you know, these little weak Shadow Dragon opponents can't really do much. And then, of course, we do have Nova here. Nova is insane, by the way. Like, as you guys are going to see, Nova completely dominates this stage. Like, Nova takes double digits from like every single normal attack and can only be hurt by supers because Nova's EZA now, you know, he does have 90% attack and defense, but he also gives 30% to Shadow Dragon category allies. So essentially Nova has 120% attack and defense, making him very, very powerful. Now here's why this is possible right here. The LR Super Saiyan 4s, which completely make a mockery of this. They are insanely powerful. They also work incredibly well together too, because, you know, both of them really need the super attack before they get their maximum defensive abilities. But because Vegeta starts out with full defense, it is pretty safe to put him in the first slot. He'll be good defensively, and then after he supers, he'll be really, really strong defensively. And then, of course, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you know, he gets his super attack off first, and he's going to work out very well defensively as well. So these two LR Super Saiyan 4s just completely dominate. Now, I think it probably would be better to maybe not have them on the same rotation and instead split them up. But, you know, I kind of just deal with what I get here, and I think I do leave them on rotation for pretty much the whole fight, because they do share, is it 6 links? They only have 1 link different, which is Goku has Kamehameha, and then Vegeta has Saiyan Pride, I believe. Everything else, I believe, is the same for them. So they, of course, do link up incredibly well. We will be able to get their active skills, you know, at the turn after this. We will be able to get their active skills. Now, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is a tremendous unit that really will have a big factor in this run. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, with his 70% chance to dodge and counter super attacks, it's just very, very important that he gets those. Now, if you notice, I have all of these blue orbs right here. I actually want to save those for LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because their LR Super Saiyan 4's, their defensive stats are just so high. They heal by such a ridiculous amount by having the same types of orbs. So really, the reason I saved those orbs and did not Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta right there, even though he does raise his defense on super attack, which is important, is I was thinking like far ahead, more towards healing up a lot. And I felt like Gogeta would be fine, because, you know, even if he would get super attack, there's a very good chance he would be able to block that. So here we go. Here's an important part, basically, of these runs, right? So we have the active skills, so this is over. Like we're not going to get attacked again. But I don't want to finish both of them off with our active skills. The reason for this is because I want to get those orbs on the field for the healing before we finish up, right? But again, both Super Saiyan 4s together, they really do lay the smackdown here. So it's just very like, this stage, quite honestly, wasn't that difficult. I feel like this maybe took me 5 to 10 tries, but I think I was having some pretty poor luck. And, you know, all of these tries pretty much were with a Omega that was 0% in the dupe system, right? Like, if I was able to have a true, like, Omega Shenron that was rainbowed or something like that, you know, some of these runs might not have been so difficult. But really, my difficulties in this stage lie in the second fight. The third fight felt like a joke. The first time I made it to the third fight, we won. But it was the second fight here which was giving me all of my issues. Ice and Nova Shenron. I don't know particularly I guess it's because, like, you know, we have so many tech-type enemies, so many tech-type allies, excuse me, that Ice Shenron really is quite problematic. And then Nova, of course, is going to be strong against LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So, you know, we've got type disadvantage flying all over the place here. Now, basically, like, it's just a struggle here. Like trying to decide exactly what I'm going to do. But remember, Nova does take double digits unless he gets super attacked, which is huge. And then I'm trying to keep all these AGL orbs, thinking ahead to the next rotation to get more healing. So we do get super attacked by Nova right here. It's going to do a good amount of damage. Under 100k, though, that just goes to show how strong our Nova is defensively. Very, very powerful. And I don't know what it is. I feel as though the enemies here in this Shadow Dragon stage, they're just not as strong as other stages. Like, you know, when I go through like the Realm of God stage and stuff like that, those are truly scary enemies that you're fighting. This is like, it's a joke. Like, I actually think the enemies are weaker in this stage than they are in other stages, because like there's no conceivable way I could ever beat like the Realm of God stage with a free dupe UI Goku. Like, I just can't see it being done. Like, there's no way. But, like, I mean, you know, the Super Saiyan 4s, they all link up so ridiculously well. You know, having both Goku and Vegeta here, having Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then this right here. You know, getting a no-item runoff, you're going to need a couple of these to come out. But, you know, we have 4 Super Saiyan 4s on the team that all have a chance to counter and dodge super attacks. So, you know, it is very likely you're going to get some of these off. But, again, it's just down to RNG, right? Like, you know, I've found that I don't know that I want to say this is a super RNG heavy stage. I mean, it is, because you do want super attack counters, but those definitely feel more consistent to me, at least when I was doing these runs, than, you know, like the luck you need for like extreme physical SBR. Quite honestly, I think extreme physical is, I want to say it's third hardest behind Realm of Gods and Fusion, but I don't know. Realm of Gods might be easier than extreme physical. So here we go. We get brought down to a very, very low number here, but you know, what can I say? We were able to make it work somehow. Sometimes in some of these stages, man, you know, it gets very, very dicey. But here's where Nova, you know, Nova combine, like this rotation right here works incredibly well. Nova plus the 2 Shadow Dragons, because, or Nova plus the 2 Omegas. The 2 Omegas, like, they just lower enemy attacks so much. I mean, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta does that as well, lowering enemies' attacks. So, like, with them all sort of floating around, I guess that's another thing that makes the stage easier, is because the enemy's attack is never, like, as high as it could be, right? So, like, that's another reason why Revived Warriors is a stage that I found to be really not that difficult, because, you know, Angel Golden Friezas help you out quite a bit. So here we go. This is super scary because, you know, if we get super attacked, it's like it's over. But this is also a thing where if we don't get hit by a super attack here, we're probably going to win. Because, again, that final stage I found just not to be that difficult. There's an EGL Sin Shenron and a Tech Nova. But for whatever reason, I guess it's because we have so many Super Saiyan 4s on the team. Like, you know, and a lot of them are Tech, right? Well, we have, what, 3 Tech units? Because we have Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then we also have Nova, right? So we're not really too concerned about Sin in that final stage. It's just kind of like, you know, get Nova out and we'll be good. Now, here, this was a tough decision. It's like, which Super Saiyan 4 do I put in this first slot? I wanted to maximize the healing as much as possible, so I chose to go with Goku. And that did end up turning out to be the right decision, because Goku does indeed get a super attack counter right here, which helped out quite a bit. Now, if Ice, I'm pretty sure Ice would have killed Super Saiyan 4 Goku right there. So if Goku had not gotten that counter, I'm pretty sure the end would have ended. So, you know, a couple of these category Super Battle Road stages, man, like, you literally can point to one moment and say, like, if you didn't get a dodge right there, it's GG. Like, that's you know, so with these category stages, it just gets that close. Like, even the Legendary Goku event is far easier. It's not even close. Way easier to no item than the Super Battle Road stages, because the Super Battle Road stages are like restricted all over the place, right, to using only certain types of units, whereas the Legendary Goku event, you could build any team you want to, which makes it very easy to kind of just like curb stomp it with no items, whereas here you don't, you know, you don't really have that luxury. Like, you're not going to take, like, you know, the new Piccolo and Nail into every single stage and no item it, but, like, you know, them as a defensive rotation, there's not a lot of pain they're going to take. They're going to be completely reducing damage all over the place. So here's another, like, kind of, like, risky, like, all right, what do I do here? I choose to put Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in the first spot because I just get the feeling, like, doing Super Battle Road no items a lot lately, these guys tend to super right away, which that's exactly what happened here. So that's one thing that's very consistent. Like, I guess that's one place where the Legendary Goku event differs, is that in the Legendary Goku event, he does not consistently super anywhere. He supers all over the place. It's completely random. Many times he'll super at the end of the rotation, he supers in the middle, he supers at the start. Like the only way you could conceivably sort of guess is just like if he puts, you know, 7 attacks in the first slot and then 1 in the second, he's more likely to super in the first slot, right? But outside of that, you got no clue. Whereas in Super Battle Road, seems like if they're going to super attack right at the start is when they do it. We get a double super attack counter from Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. This isn't really that big of a deal, though. Gogeta does have a 70% chance. The Super Saiyan 4 Goku ones, you know, he only has a 30% chance. So that, of course, is a lot bigger of kind of like a roll of the dice, right? But here, we're fine. Then, of course, remember both Gogeta and Omega lowering enemy attack, so not really too much for us to be concerned about. You know, with that, even our 0% Omega is not, like, completely getting steamrolled, right? 30k is definitely enough. That's doable. So, really, at this point, it's just, like, as soon as I can get Nova out of here, we're probably good to go. And then, you know, LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, I'm not really too concerned with him around Sin Shenron. Just, like, you know, I would feel better if he would super attack first, you know, so he could massively raise his defense. But I never was really too worried about Vegeta getting hit by Sin, right? So, like, that's why, like, it's like I'm debating, like, maybe I'll just leave Vegeta in the first slot, which I ultimately do, because, you know, he's at basically 100k defense before he even super attacks. Looking at the other, like, the roster of Shadow Dragons is one of the smallest categories in the game. I believe it is actually smaller than even, like, Namekians now. You don't have a lot of leeway here if you're going to no-item this, as you guys could see. You definitely can no-item it with some other units. You know, Spirit Bomb Goku is definitely a solid option, but I wouldn't recommend SCR Trunks. I don't recommend Sin. Physical Pan, I guess you could use her. Yeah, at least she's going to give extra defense to the whole rotation, but you know, this definitely is the best lineup to go for, right? So, like, if you're on Global, waiting for Nova Shenron's EZ is probably going to be a good idea for this one, unless you've got both LR Super Saiyan 4s, right? Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, of course, is probably a must with his super attack, countering, and dodging. Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, again, a must, but, like, you know, we're going to get more Shadow Dragon units sooner or later. Once LR Gogeta and LR Omega drop, which, I mean, it's going to happen for sure, this stage will become a joke in every single way. It will provide no challenge whatsoever once those units actually drop, but, you know, they're probably a ways off. So here, like, we're in virtually no danger. This is a rotation where Sin is just going to get slapped around. I mean, having both of the Super Saiyan 4s plus Nova, of course, giving us that monster attack and defensive buff of 30%. To Shadow Dragon Saga allies. Just like these types of units, man, are just so good now. These units that are self-sufficient with attack and defense, and then they also buff all allies. It's just like they provide so much extra damage and defense to the team. They're just like a must-have. So, like, Nova goes from complete fodder trash to, like, a must for the Shadow Dragon team. That's why the EZA mechanic remains undefeated and remains the best thing about Dokkan. And then, bam, the active skills. This is why the LR Super Saiyan 4s are so cheap. I don't think we finish Omega off with the active skills, though, because, you know, Vegeta is not going to do a lot of damage with his type disadvantage unless he gets a crit. But certainly this will be our last turn against Sin. So at this point now, there is only 3 Super Battle Road stages remaining that we have not no itemed on video. One is Extreme Class, which is very possible. The other is Realm of Gods, which Realm of Gods is possible as well. I've done some runs on Realm of Gods. I've made it to the final fight with full health, like, twice I have. And I've been obliterated almost instantly. That final fight against the Z Fighters is ridiculously hard. STRTN and Physical Krillin are just insanely powerful in that final stage. So I've had difficulty with that. The only way to really get through Realm of Gods no item is you need Jiren to activate a stun like 3 or 4 times. That's the only way. There's every single fight in there has like 4 enemies at least. It's just so difficult to avoid getting supered. And then the last stage, I don't think it's possible, is Fusion. Fusion is like, again, I don't know that it's even possible right now. I'm probably not even really gonna... I tried it a few times and I was just like, no way. Like it's probably just not gonna happen. I might just wait. Again, LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, LR Blue Gogeta, you know, LR Gotenks, you know, units like that drop. The Fusion stage will be possible. But right now, there's just no defense on there. Even LR Gogeta, like, right away is getting smacked for 20+ K. So it's just not very realistic. But, you know, we'll see what happens. So, there we go. There is the Shadow Dragon Saga team, done no items, and with the free friend unit. So, 0% in the dupe system. This was a hard one, but not impossible by any means. So, thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.